Most guys don't fail from lack of effort. They fail because their form and identity don't match. If you still see the old you move like him and keep his body. I'm Stefan, certified by Harvard, NCI and Stanford. After an epileptic seizure and 18 months of failed healing, I rebuilt my physique naturally and helped men lose 20 to 60 pounds while growing businesses and strengthening relationships. Here are the receipts. Before we fix your training, spot if these sound like you. In the next 10 minutes, I will show you the 10 workout mistakes wasting months of training and the exact fixes. Learn the cues today, train better tonight, and let your identity catch up to your actions. Let's go. You have to press your elbows against the body, along the belly, push it down. First of all, you will be able to do half the weight, and then you will be like, oh my gosh, I don't look strong. Who cares? I found in my career, working with thousands of men, that most men make the same mistakes. And I've been there, and I'm telling you, the mistakes I'm gonna show you in this video are gonna be life-changing because you're gonna avoid them and you're gonna know how to do it better. Okay, so let's make sure you get into your dream physique by avoiding the following mistakes. Let's go. Okay guys, I'm always gonna give you the mistake, I'm gonna even show you the mistake, and I'm gonna give you also the rule that basically should stick with you for the rest of your life. The first mistake is that people, whether they do tricep or bicep, they lift away from their body, like this. Maybe you've seen people doing tricep like this, okay? Maybe you've seen them doing bicep like this, right? The problem is, and that brings me to the rule, you have to lift like you were in nature. In nature, you would never pick something up and then bring it up here. Why would you do that? You would always do it along the belly. And when you do this, you now target the bicep, versus before, you target the shoulder. And it's the same with tricep push down of any kind, whether that's reverse or that's like normal. When you do it like this, you target the tricep kinda. When you bring your elbows back and you push down along the belly, oof, guys, you massively isolate and target the tricep. Have you seen people doing lat pull down behind their head? That is so dangerous for the shoulder, okay? And most guys who work out for at least 10 years at some point have elbow pain, shoulder pain, knee pain. Why? Because in nature, you would never pull yourself up somewhere behind the head. The second mistake, which is lifting away with your elbows outside. Okay, I always tell my clients, never be like a chicken. People do bicep curls and they have their elbow outside, okay? Why is it important not to do that? Because first of all, whenever your elbow is outside, risk of injury goes up tremendously. Second of all, you don't target the muscle anymore. I'm gonna show you something. It's the same thing with the tricep. People always let their elbows go outside. Don't do this. You have to press your elbows against the body, along the belly, push it down, or I'm gonna show you this. Or check this out, guys. Literally today in the gym, I saw a guy doing overhead tricep press and he had his elbow outside, just as all the other guys. Risk of injury goes up so much. When you keep them inside, you press them together. Wow, you target the tricep massively. By the way, don't push to the front, but push up. So here's the rule. Never lift like a chicken. Another example quickly, when you're rowing. People row and they let their elbows go outside. Horrible. You gotta keep it inside. Okay guys, I'm very curious about mistake number 3 if you see why the following movement is wrong. What about this movement? You see guys in the gym always doing lateral raises like this. What is wrong? Here's what is wrong. The moment the hands are higher than the elbow, you don't target the side delt anymore. So you gotta go up with the elbow, okay? In a 90-degree kind of angle, right? And here's something you can do. You know, you have your hands like this in the beginning. Turn your wrists to the inside. And look at my elbows, what happens. My elbows go outside already, automatically. Okay? Remember, when people do it like this, I have no clue what they're doing and they will never grow a massive shoulder. Mistake number 4 is that people train the neck and the abs wrong. And you might look at me and be like, I want to have these abs, maybe better abs. Please, you should have better abs. Here's the thing about neck training. You don't even have to train your neck. I know, sounds crazy, right? Why? Unless you want to become the next Mr. Olympia, your neck is being trained properly with every single exercise if you have proper form, if you have the elbow back at the body, if you keep your shoulder back and down. So the rule, guys, is you can skip the neck training and save your time unless you have all the time in the world and nothing else to do, unless you want to, again, become the next Mr. Olympia. For you to grow your abs, the biggest mistake people do is they make like 3 or 4 sets of the same exercise, right? As many as they can. It's never gonna grow your abs. Here's why. Your abs are being used all the freaking time. While I'm talking, while I'm walking, sitting down, standing up, with every single exercise, my abs are being used. So you have to train them in a much more smarter and more isolated and targeted way. You pick 3 to 5 exercises. Could be crunches, could be rope crunches, could be how do you call it, Russian twists. Just pick 3, okay? And every single time you work out, you pick one exercise, you set a timer for 10 minutes, and for 1 minute, you do the exercise. So let's say we take leg raises as an example. First of all, don't do it straight, okay? It's gonna waste your time. Do it bended. Let's say we take this exercise. You set an alarm to 10 minutes, and for 1 minute, you're gonna do this. Then 1 minute is over, you're gonna rest for 1 minute, okay? You're just gonna chill. Then 1 minute again, you're gonna do it for 1 minute, then you rest again. And you keep repeating this until 10 minutes are over. Let's say I do the first now, okay? First minute. And let's say after 30 seconds, I can't do it anymore. Then you stop, you wait until the minute is over, where you would have to do this exercise, and then you make a minute break, and then you do it again as long as you can. Waiting again until the minute is over, and then doing again a minute break, and doing it again. Every time you work out, you have to rotate the ab exercise. So if I do leg raises now, bend, okay, today, and tomorrow I work out again, different muscles obviously, I then take Russian twists, and I do the same principle after the workout. Always do it after your workout, to basically finish the workout. And if you do this, guys, you can have abs. It's unbelievable. And it's not about abs, it's about the fact that you don't waste your time, okay? The next mistake is that people rest either too long or too short between sets. The proper rest time between sets, if it's a normal set, meaning bicep curls, small muscles, bicep curls, shoulder, is between 40 seconds and 90 seconds. Best would be just 1 minute. If it's a very heavy set, squats, bench press, okay? Supersets, then 2 minutes. But the more advanced you become, the less break you also need, especially if your diet is dialed in, if your hormones are optimized naturally, if you sleep well, because recovery is very important. The next mistake, guys, is that especially beginners, but men in general, they stop when it hurts, even though they should push further. Of course, you need to have perfect form. We could speak now about sets and how many reps to do. It's not about how many reps and how many sets to build muscle. Time under tension, okay? It's about intensity that your muscle experiences. So the rule is, if you work out, do it the right way. How you do one thing is how you do everything. Mistake number 7 is that people eat wrong after and before a workout. Try to work out fasted. It's going to be one of the best decisions you can make when you work out. So here's what you should eat after every single workout. Always 1 apple and always 4 Brazil nuts. The Brazil nuts are the food highest in selenium on the planet, and the apple is, you need the fast sugar from the apple to go straight into the muscle, because only when you refuel the muscle cell, your muscle now has the power to absorb the protein. Guys, never ever train the same muscle on the same day or the next day, or if it's sore. If I train my chest today, which means I do shoulders and triceps as well, I cannot do it today in the morning and then in the evening again. I cannot train my chest today in the morning in the gym properly and then do push-ups in the evening. Why? Because your muscle breaks, and if you then train again, it closes like this. So your muscle can become smaller. You have a negative reverse effect. What you want to wait for is that the muscle heals and basically becomes bigger, if you understand what I mean. Now, the next mistake, guys, is that most people, they take their ego to the gym. It's all about lifting heavy and impressing these people. When you see me working out, I promise you, you might probably take more weight than me, but I have the body. Why? Because for me, it's all about 2 things: proper form, and because of this, never injuring. Injuries are the worst thing that can happen to you. It's sometimes very difficult to reverse that pain that you caused by wrong workouts. The last mistake is that people don't ask for a spotter. I know that sometimes it's a little bit uncomfortable, especially when you're a beginner, to ask somebody, hey, can you spot me? But the increasement of result you have because somebody spots you is like 30, 40, 50%. If you have somebody who can just sometimes, a stranger in the gym, spot you, you will have more fun, better results. I've built so many beautiful relationships in the gym because I asked somebody, hey, can you spot me? Trust me one thing, and I want to wrap this up here by saying this. If you ask somebody, can you spot me? They're gonna be honored. They can be 10 times bigger. They're gonna be honored to spot you. This is not just about looking great. It's about the feeling that comes with it, the confidence, and the type of man you represent, okay? Having said that, thank you so much for watching. If you fix these 10 mistakes, you stop wasting reps, build muscle where you want it, and your self-image upgrades because the mirror finally matches your standards. I use these principles to rebuild my body and life. My clients did too. Different background, same outcomes. Better form, better body, better life. Most men don't lose from lack of effort. They lose from self-betrayal. How many times have you doubted yourself? How many times did your mind trick you into procrastination? How many times have you betrayed yourself? Until you install an identity that keeps promises, you will repeat it, even with a perfect plan. If you're still the guy who's always going to get in shape or going to feel like a top performer, it's not discipline, it's identity. Install the identity first and the right actions run on autopilot. If you want me to map your 30-day body upgrade plan so you stop guessing, do this now. Tap the link in the caption to see lifetimes this week and book. Limited weekly slots, book now. On the call, I will audit your form live, give you your top 2 cues, and map your 30-day action plan. Action creates identity. Start today.